You know, we're going to go on and read. It says, I am for social justice, but the King of Love, Reverend Martin Luther King, showed us that we have received the King of Kings. African Americans need to step back, look, and ask for discernment. Yeah, you need to ask for discernment. You need to listen to the people who are bringing you the message of change, hope, and a solution. Because if you don't know that there's a problem, you can't develop a solution and move around it so it don't bother you. That's what we're about today. And it will heal not only the people in your community, but everybody around the world. So that's what we're about. We're about leading in that direction, you know, sparking that type of mindset into people so that seed grows, because we got a lot of geniuses out there. We got a lot of crises out there, and we need to step forward because they have that spirit today. So we're going to go up here. We're going to listen to the governor. We're going to read about the governor. It said, Governor calls abortion black genocide. Defends Hyde Smith on hanging tape. See, did you know before that, you know, you'll be able to see in the Maafa 21, MAAFA 21. You can Google it, or you can go up to YouTube and you know, it'll show you in there all of this that he's talking about. You know, this is a targeted genocide program run by a bunch of committed genocide committers working worldwide. You know, and these people have already been charged with crimes. World Health Organization, I couldn't believe it. And the guy actually think that we so asleep. He gets up there and said he's sent by the World Health Organization. And in Nigeria, they fled the country with Pfizer. They was all caught up in the scandal. You know, so my job is to report it. All you got to do is look it up. You know, like I said, I'm just reporting the story. The people got a right to know. Jacksonville. As state national controversy swirls around U.S. Senator Cindy Hyde Smith comment about public hanging. In her race against an African-American opponent, Governor Phil Brandt opened a press conference this morning implying that black women are participating in the genocide of 20 million African-American children through legal abortions. This is a fact. See, in my heart, I am confused about where the outrage is at about 20 million African-American children that have been aborted. No one wants to say anything about that. No one wants to talk about that. Bryant said with Hyde Smith and National Right to Life President Curl Tobin standing nearby. Bryant use of the abortion as genocide conspiracy theory about a woman's right to choose legal abortion to trope popular with the white conservatives comes amid a state of national outcry after it went viral Sunday that Hyde Smith had made a comment about public hangings at a campaign stop in Tupelo. She is in a runoff to keep her U.S. Senate seat on Tuesday, November 27, against former Secretary of Agriculture Mike Epps, who would become Mississippi's first African-American senator since Reconstruction. Should he win the race, anti-abortion activists, white and black, often point to black women choosing abortion as a form of genocide of African Americans. Look at the African Americans Brandt Monday morning, according to the Wikipedia. Had those black children not been aborted, the African American population would be 48% larger in America. 48% larger. We can play with those numbers and we can look at statistics, but the cold, grim truth is children are being murdered. At press time, we had not located Wikipedia page Brandt referred. The black genocide charge draws heavy criticisms for African American women who work to increase better health and reproductive care for Mississippi mothers. Well, if you're participating in babies and better plan, first of all, killing the baby is not the solution, right? And people being able to grow food themselves is a solution. Very simple solution, right? This is a targeted plan voted by councils and legislatures and all this type of stuff, and on behalf of corporations in order to set people up to do this to them. These people have been tricked by economic genocide, educational genocide, to where they have internalized colonialism, right? Internalized colonialism. And then Trump is coming up also about the birthright thing for the immigration process. I have to get up there and get it right, but it's a birthright or something, where they pay them to come over here from China and different countries, and then to have their babies. And when they have their baby here, you know, the baby become a citizen, and then they get money to start businesses and all type of stuff, all type of benefits, all type of stuff, and then move into the black community. So we've been wondering, like, hey, you know, why we don't have no businesses, and what is going on, and why do all these foreigners run businesses in my community? This is what's going on, and this is what Trump is trying to stop. I ain't saying I support Trump. I don't want to eat dinner with Trump. But if you get these people where they'll stop and coming into our community, right, we can run our businesses ourselves. How about that, black people? I'm just saying, I don't sit down and eat dinner with Trump. I don't get nothing from Trump. I don't know what's going on, but I support that. I support these people leaving our community. They do not respect us. They do not invest in our community. And then they are bringing in GMOs, right? Charlie Winburn was at City Hall in Cincinnati, Ohio, had funding, right, to put onions, potatoes, and vegetables, real vegetables, into the herb stores in the community. Do you know this man directed that away from the community? I talked to the person and I went and interviewed the stores. I actually go out and work for the community, right? When I walk in the community and I look into the eyes of the children and the parents and see the young adults, you know, and trying to find a way out of no way. And that's why I do what I do. And no one needs to pay me for that. You know, I need to take self-responsibility and get up and be the change that is required, and quit putting it on other people and other things so I don't have to do it. This is a very hard story. It says, first of all, black women are not committing genocide with the same women he's talking about are the mothers of black children, she said. To commit genocide, you have to be trying to eliminate a race of people by definition. And that cannot be black mothers. Check this out. The federal government was funding Planned Parenthood $1 million a day to set up in black communities. And it was even more than that now, right? A day, right? A day. This is funded by the federal government. It was a study done and found out that black women were more receptive because of the economic genocide, and thinking that they'll have an opportunity to work and have a future and get cars and be great and they'll have a family later. And this is what's going on. Funded by your federal government. When you gotta when you go up and read these stories, it's good to investigate and know the truth, because see, Carlton can tell you the truth, right? I'm gonna break it down, right? And it is a fact, and it needs to stop. Right? And it needs to be some economics in the community, and all of this unnecessary discrimination needs to stop. We need solutions, and we need organizations with solutions, right? Like friendsoftheafricanunion.com. Go up there and look at it. What you got to lose? Information is power, because it gives you more decisions about your future. Right now, do you know that they abort more babies in New York City than are born? Do you hear me? They are aborting more babies in New York City than are born. There's reports on Minnesota and everywhere. Bryant, who was a chairman of Failed Personhood Initiative in Mississippi in 2011, takes the most extreme views on abortion. He's telling the truth. It ain't no extreme, right? This is a fact. We would be 48% more people. That means your vote would be so powerful, you would be deciding who's sitting on all of the city councils and governments in your cities. So what you mean it ain't targeted to keep control of us? The men are mass incarcerated, experimented on with the same people that's up here on the vaccine study, right? They've been experimenting on people in the prison since its inception, right? They go in there, man, give you all type of shots. You don't get no choice. You need to come up here and see his doctor. You need to take his medicine. And you're going to take it. You're going to go to the hole, you're going to have a hard time. They shouldn't do anything to you up in there. I went up in there, had me in there. You know, I'm a soldier for the people. And I done walked through the valley of the shadow of death all my life. And I'm still here. So I found no other reason but to take my energy and all my abilities and fight for my people. And I have looked at beasts in the eye. And, you know, the people got a right to know, you know, all the people. Because this doesn't just affect people of African descent. This affects everybody. Because over 800,000 children come up missing in America every year. 800,000. But when you turn on your TV, your movies, and your movie stars, ain't nobody talking about that. Right? Nobody talking about that. I don't care if you're a comedian. I don't care who you are. Ain't no leader. Ain't no nothing. They're not talking about that. Right? Okay. 150,000 of those children, right, are children of African descent. Children. Some of them are disappearing right out of their home. You go up on Facebook, all type of place, news, you'll see it. Oh, I went to sleep and woke up, they was gone. Remember, 650,000 of those children are Caucasian children. Why they hiding out? You know, or think, hey, Carlton, why you? I'm fighting for those babies who are now our ancestors, who are crying out for justice. Right? You know, crying out for justice. My soul cries out. 800,000 children never to be saw again. You should see the report from the gentleman from California, the FBI agent. He said they were being used for sex slaves, organ trafficking, and sacrifice. All right? It's run by our own government. You know, it's what Trump's fighting in Washington, D.C. This is the pedophile organization, President Clinton. They say on her laptop, on her chief assistant's laptop, she was putting videos and different information on that, you know, because thinking if they ever had to turn them over, you know, they wouldn't get that. And they got it. And it's got a video of her actually participating in these acts. The WikiLeaks expose her in a pedophile ring, her and many others. Evidence. You know, these people need to be brought to justice. You know, I hate to see the people that are all gonna get tied up in this, but I mean, if you got something to do with this, you need to be brought to justice. That's all I can say, so it can stop. That's all I say. You know, I support that. I don't say I support that by turning myself over to nothing. I support that by him being a solution to bring these people to justice who are responsible, not the innocent people, not the people who they are make suffering. That's not what I'm talking. I'm talking about defending those people. It says, we're gonna go right here. This is in Michigan. It says more than crime, more than accidents, more than cancer, heart disease, and AIDS. Right? More. This is more. Right? Abortions has taken more Black American lives than every other cause of death combined since 1973. And they said that this gentleman was not right. We're going to read this to you again. You know, this will also be posted up on Facebook as well and sent to other outlets, Twitter and everywhere. You know, this is what we'll be saying. More than crime, more than accidents, more than cancer, heart disease, and AIDS. Abortion has taken more Black Americans lives than every other cause of death combined since 1973. What you do when you go up to Maafa 21, MAAFA 21, when you go up there, you'll be able to view in here that President Nixon in 1973 signed, him and Kissinger, the implementation of the eugenics program to target our babies, economically and in every other way, a war by the federal government against people to exterminate us from the human gene pool. And you can hear it in his own words, that under executive order, what they intend to do, along with training the pastors, you know, all that's in there. And I'll be doing a video, putting it up on Facebook as well, because I don't like to bring anything to television and not be able to back it up with the truth. Black abortions by the numbers. In the United States, abortion rate for black women is almost 4 times that of white women. On average, 900 black babies are aborted every day in the United States. In the United States. The tragedy continues to impact the population levels of African Americans in the United States. The abortion racial disparity holds true when the focus is on Michigan statistics as well. 900 black babies are dying every day, funded by Planned Parenthood, different organizations. 900. And remember, you know, on these sites, you can believe it's probably much, much more. But 20 million babies, right? They are exterminating us. You know, our own women, black men, people of African descent. You know, what's the solution? You know, this is a conversation that we need to have. You know, nobody's accusing them of being evil. We're not saying we turn our back on you. We love you. You know, how can we cure this? National statistics. More than 19 million babies have been aborted since 1972 Roe versus Wade. U.S. Supreme Court decision legalized abortion in our community. This was a coordinated plan. You had many people fought up, Carmichael, all these people. They killed these people, you know, eventually. Killed these people, assassinated them. Non-Hispanic black women have a significantly high abortion rate, 25.1 per 1,000 women of reproductive age. Then that of non-Hispanic whites, 6.8, and Hispanics, 11.2. 36% of abortions in the United States in 2014 were performed by black women. However, only about 13.3% of the total population. African Americans are no longer the nation's largest majority group today. Hispanics have outpaced blacks in the population growth. For every 1,000 live births, non-Hispanic black women had 390 abortions. Non-Hispanic white women had 111 abortions, 1,000 live births. You know, this is it's very sad news, you know, but I have to bring the truth to the people. Michigan statistics. Michigan Department of Health and Human Services induced abortion in Michigan January the 1st through December 31st, 2017, May 2018. Black women had 12,789 of the 25,757 abortions performed on Michigan's residents in the 2017. Of the total 26,594 reported abortions in Michigan, in 2017, 873 were performed on non-residents and 25,000 and 757 were performed on residents. While black women make up about 14% of Michigan's population, they had 50.6% of all abortions reported in the state in 2017. My God, what is going on? How are people raising their daughters? .2% of black women having abortions are not married. Black abortions by age under 20 to 24, 31.1%, 25 to 29, 34.3%, 35 and older, 10%. The lie: abortion providers sell this violent act as a cure to unintended pregnancies when men are told the babies in the womb are not persons, and that abortion does not kill a living human being. The same language that was used to discriminate against African Americans in the past is now being used to discriminate against unborn babies. Science, however, tells us that a unique new human life begins at fertilization. Often, the word abortion is never used by abortion advocates. Word phrases like choice and reproductive health are used to sanitize the gruesome reality of abortion. Attempts to present factual information often leads to accusations of misogyny and waging a war on women. Enough with the word games and name calling. I agree 1,000,000%. Enough with the word games and name calling. These statistics are beyond belief and we need solutions. The scientific field, it said the truth. Abortion means a living human being who is preparing to be born will suffer a violent death. The scientific field of embryo calls that the fertilization when a sperm fertilizes ovary, known as conception, the life of a human being begins. Embryology textbook recognize this scientific fact. Human life has been cheapened by abortion. When one of us is devalued, we are all devalued. All lives matter and unborn. I stand for them babies. I ain't got nothing to do with the slogan that people want to fight on. Okay, they can fight over it. I don't care. I want these babies to stop dying. Share the facts of abortions and teach and promote promiscuity of human life. Care for and minister to those who are hurting from a past abortion. Promote self-respect, aptness, and among young people. I mean, that's a, very powerful show. I just want to talk about that, man, and, let you know I'm not bringing this show. It's not a women bashing show or nothing like that, but we need to bring the truth. We need to have real conversation. This has gone beyond just having an abortion. I mean, we are being wiped out as a people. We're already suffering in so many ways. Let's find ways to heal one another. Let's create programs where African men and women are invited together to empower our children together so you can start to see that light that is really in us, that is a power and a light that our children need. They need that manly discipline and respect and that unity. And so we can move together because, they need both of us, So, it's all about us being one people and one voice. And, black folks, we all we got. And, I recommend that you go up to friendsoftheafricanunion.com and start reading. There's a lot of information up there, but get in there and find some of the topics about, a just economy and hashtag black folks plan and stuff like that. And if you like that solution, man, let's get together, and because the people are the voice of God. If we demand it, man, the universe will bring it together. You know, it's been a polar shift. You know, they're hollering about the skies falling. This is Chicken Little. They don't know what's going to happen. You know, we have a creative force that's in control. So, you know, we just get ready to deal with whatever tribulating times is coming. And, you know, we're just going to keep having that hope and that desire for a better future for one another. So, you know, I like to say shout out, you know, to you know, Natty and Nagui. I like to say a shout out to Melvin Williams. You know, it's a story that I have upcoming soon about a young man who his mother called me from in Oregon, and her son was in prison. You know, they had attacked him, beat him. He had in lawsuits, broken his leg, all type of stuff, man. He, you know, been to a couple prisons, beaten, and I took on this case, put it live, brought it to my people, TV everywhere, and less than 24 hours, this man was released in the general population. He's now home. I'm working with him now. We're trying to come together and he wants to be an investor. So, you know, after he has been through an horrific time, you know, he wants to find ways to help people. So, you know, if I'm able to touch a life, you know, that's what I want to do, and to see it fly, you know, is what I want to do. So, you know, contact me. I got Artist Life Corporation. I can help you start your own business. If you can't buy into the corporation, you can use your network as leverage, and we can talk about that. You know, give me a call, 513-413-6199, called Artist Life, holistic products, women shaping garments, better health, better living, and make money while you're doing it. And we have a car program as well. So we're not just about trying to make the people aware so we can make better decisions for our children, better future for the country, and things like that. You know, that's what we're about today. You know, we're about, you know, being that action, you know, that we're supposed to be, you know, that is within us, you know, because everything that we need is within us. Like they said in the DNA, 90% of it, they only know 10%. So when they telling you something, man, they took out the parts that where they trying to hurt you. So sad. But please go up, research some of the stuff I talked to you about, and things like that. Please let me know when I got 1 minute in my editor so I can go in, when I can wind it down. And, you know, shout out to Yaya Megan, Princess Yaya Megan, Her Royal Highness, and also His Royal Majesty Shaheed Aklum Ibrahim, you know, and to the Bigger Lion, and, you know, all my African family out there, Chatty, all of them, you know, and that's what we're about today, you know. And so, you know, I like to end this with a quote from an elder that I got before he passed away. Pulled me over to the side, said, "Hey, young man, I got something I want to tell you just for you." He said, "Hey, love is the keys to the kingdom of heaven within myself. And if I get lost or forget or fall down, all I have to do is ask an angel, and I'll know him or her when they speak." So it is an action word and something that they do, and it will help you have life for tomorrow. Remember, it's not about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about us learning to dance in the rain together. I love you. All right, brother. Right. Hey, it's not about waiting for the storm to pass. Very powerful show today. You know, so I'm going to be bringing this to the people later, you know, giving them a chance to do what they need to do and stuff with their show. And when I can, I don't know when. So, men shout outs, you know, let them air their show first. Much love and peace. And remember, unity in the community, the African world community. Go up to www.carltonbrown.foundation.